What's up, guys? Welcome to the Arsenal Kid HD YouTube channel. Match reviews, Arsenal news, and all the transfer gossip. Today I'm bringing you my review of the second leg Champions League qualifying tie between Arsenal and Besiktas. Stay tuned for more. So, of course, as you know, this was the second leg Arsenal at the Emirates, which was an advantage for Arsenal. In the first leg, we were away at Besiktas, which is always a hard place to travel to, Turkey, because the fans there seem to be really passionate and it can intimidate the fans, and also the teams there are always really up for it and they always like to put in a hefty challenge and to press very highly. But Arsenal seemed relaxed in the first leg to tie the game and then bring them back to the Emirates where we were going to finish them off. Most Arsenal fans, including me, thought that in the second leg we would finish them off by 1 or 2 goals, but as you can see, we only managed to scrape a 1 goal lead. So we're leaving it very close, and many fans were a bit sceptic and many fans were very nervous towards the closing end of the game, and we'll get to that in a second. So from the start, Besiktas looked like the better team. They were playing a high press. They were pressuring Arsenal when they were on and off the ball, which is really good for any team. I wish I'd see Arsenal do that more. They were bombing down the wings, exploiting the left and the right flanks, the left more so though. And they were playing quite well. They weren't passing as good as they should have done, and we were making a few interceptions, but from the start I have to say Besiktas were the much better team. And for the first 30 minutes, for the first half in fact, Arsenal just seemed really relaxed to let Besiktas attack and to let Besiktas tire and to finish them off in the second half, which is exactly what we did. So now let's get on to the player ratings. So the Arsenal starting side was Szczesny in goal, Debussy at right back, Mertesacker and Koscielny as the centre halves, Monreal was left back, Wilshere and Flamini sitting just in front of the back four, with the front three being Ozil on the left, Cazorla in the middle and Chamberlain on the right, and then Sanchez up front as a lone striker. I've given Szczesny 7.5 out of 10. I thought he did a decent performance. Besiktas did launch a few attacks. They did do a few dangerous crosses, but he coped with them very well. 7.5 out of 10. Debussy 6.5 out of 10. If he wasn't sent off, I would have given him a 7. In my opinion, he shouldn't have been sent off. The referee had a shocking game. He was giving away yellow cards like Southampton give away players, and I thought he had a really poor game. But unfortunately, I do have to downgrade Debussy's performance just because of that sending off. Wilshere 8 out of 10. He was like a pit bull today. He showed the I am always the first person to say how I feel about Jack Wilshere. I think that he is quite an overrated player, but today he really did live up to all of the hype that people give him, and he does deserve all the plaudits that he will get from this game. He was quick, he was daring, he was keeping the ball well. Normally when he gets the ball he loses it a lot. This time he wasn't. He wasn't on the floor much. He got up as soon as he was on the floor. Didn't moan to the ref like he usually does sometimes. Playing really nice short passes, direct passes, long passes, just a nice range of distributing the ball. And I think that he was the mould in the midfield today, especially with Ozil playing poor. Because all of 7.5 out of 10, I thought he was better than much better than Ozil. Played very, very well. Ozil 6 out of 10. Him and Alexis Sanchez, they don't seem to be able to communicate with each other. And if we are going to have success this season, then they really need to sort that out, because they are our two marquee signings from the last 2 seasons, and we really need them to be able to work in tandem. Flamini 7 out of 10. I probably should bump that up to a 7.5, but I'll leave it as a 7. He played quite well, did all the dirty work that perhaps Wilshere couldn't. Oxlade-Chamberlain 7 out of 10, very pacey, running at the defence like he always does. Obviously in the first leg he did hit the post, quite unfortunate not to score and bring us the away goal, but I thought he was quite well pushing up and in defence. And Sanchez 8 out of 10, obviously he got the goal, and what Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV was saying is that we get like £40 million in revenue from this match, just for qualifying for the Champions League, and we paid 32 million for him. So that 1 goal probably paid for his whole transfer fee. So yeah, it seems like it was really worth it. He was a pit bull. He was just he was pressuring their defence. He tried to win the ball back. He was dropping deep, then getting up. He ran for the whole 90 minutes, plus the 4 minutes extra time. That's why I give him man of the match. Overall, it was a standard performance from Arsenal. Nothing great, nothing bad. So, man of the match, as I said, Alexis Sanchez, he was great. And a new thing I've introduced, Spud in the Skies, that's basically my worst player of the match. Ozil, I mean, he was giving away the ball really poorly. He made very few runs, and then the one really good run that he did make, he just passed it into space, showing that lack of communication with him and Sanchez. He was getting bodied to the floor like he was a packet of feathers or something. It wasn't a sight to watch, and he really needs to improve his game if he wants to be considered as one of our best players. Of course he is, but he hasn't really been performing to his best. Last season we did let him off as he was adjusting to the Premier League, but this season he really does need to step up. And now for my Besiktas standout players, we've got Ozil, who used to be an under 20 with Arsenal, I believe. I thought he was Benfica's best player. He was bombing down that left wing, wasn't afraid to put shots in, running at the defence, very skillful, and he's only 21 or 20 years old or 21 years old, I think. And from what I've heard, he does great things for Besiktas, and he's on the Turkish national team on the starting 11. So as an ex-Arsenal player, I have to wish him the best of his career, and I think that in a few seasons he will make a big money move to Europe, as he is a fantastic looking player. Demba Ba is a standout player, not because he played well, but because he seemed to play poor compared to how he did in the first leg. I've always admired him as a striker. I think that he's very resilient, obviously a very good finisher of the ball, and I think that he will do great things to Besiktas, but today when they really needed him to step up, he didn't perform. And finally, Motta, I thought he was Besiktas' best player in defence. Not apart from Bar and Ozil, I didn't think anyone on Benfica was that good. Maybe Toure when he came on. So Motta really is a token player for me there. But I thought he played decent, and I could see him, like, he seems like the type of defender that you would find in maybe a mid-table Premier League side such as Manchester United, So, yeah. And that's it for the review. One quick mention, the referee, he had an awful game. He gave Szczesny a yellow card. I think it was for time wasting. That was actually stupid. And the quality of refereeing in the Premier League and Europe is absolutely atrocious. And there needs to be some sort of inquiry or some sort of clean out, because they're all terrible really. The only one that I rate is what's his name? Is Clattenburg. He doesn't get influenced by the players. He seems to have a really good eye for fouls and offsides, and I think he's the only one I rate. And so this will bring an end to another video on the Arsenal Kid HD YouTube channel. So please like, comment and subscribe, and keep it locked for more match reviews, Arsenal news and all the transfer gossip.